Okay guys, today I'm going to be showing you something a little different. Actually, I think many of you will be interested in what I'm about to show you. I'm going to be showing you how to install Proto 87 tie plates and scale spikes. And the scale spikes do fit through the Proto 87 tie plates, and they do hold the rails down pretty well. So you can completely hand lay all your track using a little bit of glue, and all the rails will stay in place pretty well. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull back this rail and put a little dab of glue on one of the ties. You don't need very much, just enough for you to move the tie plate around. It's probably a little bit too much, but that'll be alright. Get the tie plate in there. I'm going to need to move it over a little bit. That looks pretty good. I don't use a track gauge, although I would recommend if anybody else does this, they probably should, just to be safe, but I'm pretty confident that it's pretty close to gauge. Not all my tracks in gauge anyway, but it's close enough. It doesn't cause me any problems. So the next part is installing the scale spike, and this is a little bit of a pain. This is actually pretty tricky because they're so small. They're very difficult to hold on to while you're trying to push them into the tie itself. So I'm going to do my best and hope that it doesn't fly out of the tweezers, and I'm hoping that you can see it. Trying to get it into the spike, the spike hole on the tie plate. The thing is to get the spike in there so that it'll stay enough for you to press it down. And I think I might be in luck. You have to be really careful with this. Yep, see, that might happen. I'm not using the best tools. If anybody else has any suggestions, I would really appreciate it, because this is the way I've been doing it. But I do not suggest doing it this way unless you have no other choice. But I am not well equipped to lay track like this. Nope. I think I pressed it down too much, but that's okay because the bottom of the rail slips right under it. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but I'm going to try for the second spike now. Before I put in this next spike, I'd like to try to show you how small it is. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but they're really small. I can't even believe the first time I tried this that I was able to get it into the tie plate. And there are pre-drilled holes in these tie plates when you order them, so I imagine that this is what they intend for you to do, is spike the track. Now, not everybody has to do this. Up until recently, I've been just gluing the tie plates to the rails, and afterwards I spike in a few just for looks and for a little extra security in holding the rail down. Trying to get the spike head facing the right way, otherwise it won't hold down the rail. I'm using the flat edge of the X-Acto knife I have to get a good hold on it. And there we are. Alright, it's a little difficult to see, but both spikes are tacked down. There's one tie plate in the entire set that has 4 spike holes, so you could put 4 spikes in that, but most of them only have 1 or 2 spike holes per tie plate. This is one of the 2-hole versions, and it does really well. This rail will not budge if I try to move it. And that is the only section of this piece of track that's spiked in that area, so it does a really good job. I highly recommend Proto 87 tie plates and spikes to anyone who wants to try this. because it really makes your track look good when it's done and weathered. And don't worry about that glue spot. I'm going to cover that up and sand it down and whatnot to try and hide it. But yeah, I think it looks really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. Stay tuned for more updates and Proto 87, I guess, what would you call it? Upgrading track and little tidbits like this. Well, hope to see you next time.